the projects that the governor is handling. It was each set of the projects, the cost was mentioned. At the stage, the vice president said that this should not be made known. Otherwise, it will cause a lot of hiccups around the other government. So there are lots of language, fraudulent language that they have put up, which had sent me to EFCC, ICPs, and you also have some cases in the High Court. All these things are the efforts being put up by the PDP, some PDP stakeholders. Unfortunately, Mr. President must hear this, that it is some people from Ebonyi State working with him that are the architects of this, colluding with
those working with the president.
Working with the president. Some PDP stakeholders from Ebonyi State working with him.
Do you have any evidence of this?
Yes, of course. You remember, and I wish to refer you to the case of 2001. By then, I was the State Financial Secretary of PDP in Ebonyi State. That case is Inspector General of Police versus Timothy Odah and 39 others. By then, it was Chief Powers as the Senate President versus Sam Egwu. He made Sam Egwu to almost run aground. 4 heads were lost, the heads of Ebonyi youths. We were incarcerated at Abuja by then. Justice Kolo handled that particular case. And now, we have the same Senate President, now as the SGF. His fingers, seriously. The bond that Ebonyi State had already secured, only for us to just take it. We were the first that were given a bond as far as 2014 is concerned. All of a sudden, some people carried the mischievous, maligning mails writing against that, and he's involved. And now, we've been calling. Where is the former governor? This is an irony. In this albatross, we are caught in the crossfire because the former governor, who was being maimed by the government, by the Senate president, was a victim. And incidentally, the same Martin Elechi was used by then as the chairman of the mediation committee. He was running between Abuja and
Mr. You're a lawyer, so you do understand that these are allegations that you're making, that, as you say, you have evidence that only you can prove.
Yes, of course. You go to Ebonyi. I think you have channel reporters at Ebonyi State. Carry out this investigation, and you comment, including Olisametu. He is one of those fermenting troubles in Ebonyi State, aligning with those who are contesting for executive positions in the PDP in Ebonyi State. The issue is this: they decided to give the governor a bad name in order to run him. The impeachment is not an issue, and we are saying that even if the impeachment were imaginable, if it is done, it will bring worst case scenario for the PDP. They are just using it to distract presidential recognition because the Ebonyi people, they love Mr. President. Like I said, there's a mega party rally going on now. Mr. President should call them to order so that Ebonyi people will be united to give him what he wants.
Maybe you should respond to the issues that have been raised.
Thank you very much.
Now, the Assembly, the legislators have accused the governor of obtaining a 3 billion naira loan in August 2014 from First Bank of Nigeria, payable within 11 months.
Thank you.
They've also accused him of appointing and inaugurating 13 chairmen of caretaker committees of various local governments and appointed chairmen and members of state independent electoral commission, secondary school boards, and others without state assembly approval. At least these two things, you can at least respond to them. Is it true?
Thank you very much. A member of the Honorable House is here. Incidentally, has become the majority leader in court because he's now leading the 16 honorable members of the House who are anti-impeachment. In the first place, this is an accusation against First Bank, an indictment, if it were to be true. And I'm saying here categorically that it is not true. First Bank, which we know, First Bank is the first, could not have granted any loan or facility to Ebonyi State without the House approval. It is on record.
Was there a loan? Is there a loan
Did you all approve it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Did you approve the loan?
There was, I'm just hearing from this very channels today, of about 3.5 billion from First Bank.
Was there a loan to that?
There was no such request to the House of Assembly, to the best of my knowledge. You understand? And then before such amount could pass through, we will all be aware.
Were there other loans that have come through?
Yes, what we passed through, that came to us from the executive. They requested us to pass a 15 billion worth of bond. So that of First Bank is not known to any member.
Yes, I want to elaborate on it.
Because and what we are often asking for, which is the matter before us now, is evidence. Don't just allege.
What about the appointment of the caretaker chairman and all of that? Are you aware of that? Was there an approval by the State Assembly?
Now I can come into that. Indeed, that is the area where I said there are some elements of impunity. You understand?
On the side of the government.
On the side of the government.
So I will agree
with you. I will agree with you. 27 coordinators were appointed by the governor and ignored the confirmation from the House.
Okay.
Yes, I want to respond to that so that my friend will be able to, because I'm at home.
Yes.
As at the period the governor made that appointment, in law there is what you call doctrine of necessity. The House was in crisis.
Please, which law is that? I know the doctrine of necessity was...
It's law of jurisprudence. Doctrine of necessity.
All right.
There was doctrine of necessity. The members of the development centers, including the chairman of the 13 local government, especially the chairman of 13 local government, were sacked by courts. And as they were sacked by court, in government and in nature, you cannot exist in a vacuum. And the State House of Assembly was engrossed in internal crisis, which was even in the court.
Actually,
because the issue of speaker, the issue of who will be speaker, they were having multiple speakers. I think you understand. So who will the governor meet?
The lady Helen
and the status.
And Wansonko.
Okay.
Indeed.
And the status does not recognize even going to the House when you are talking of interim government. Because these were caretakers. It was not elective. Neither could they be appointed, but it was an abnormal situation. And in abnormal situation, there are some abnormal situations that will also require some abnormal actions. Because caretaker.
Okay, so those are caretaker committees.
The crisis, who would be approved?
Those were caretaker committees.
Yes.
What about the State Independent Electoral Commission, the Local Government Service Commission, Secondary School Board, and others?
Yes.
If the caretaker committees were not necessarily needed, I mean, going to the State Assembly to get approval, what about these other
Thank you very much. Somebody went to court against the unconstitutional position of the local government chairman. But the same people would have gone to court, let court void it. If the appointment of, or the constitution of the EPSEC, State Independent Electoral Commission, if it is wrong, the court is there.
Okay.
The issue of it is there. The same people, the court exists, and we believe in the rule of law.
Okay. Dr. Nweze, you are, yes, you're a governorship candidate in another party, but you are
a commentator.
Incidentally, you are a stakeholder in Ebonyi State. So, in all of this, what's your position? What's your thought?
You know, in the capacity as a stakeholder and a commentator on national issues, and you know, and not as a candidate, a governorship candidate of SDP in Ebonyi State. No. But the thing is that when I read about the impeachment saga, you know, I've been following Ebonyi State, development in Ebonyi State, and the politicking and all that. You know, and even in during the Christmas time, I was told by, you know, a source, he whispered to me I should check in 2 weeks' time that something that the current governor, incumbent governor, will be surprised about what's going to happen to him. So when I read about impeachment, I said, okay, that was the information I got. My question is, whose interest this impeachment? Is it in the interest of the masses, or selfish, you know, self-seeking people using that to you know, no matter what, and I always say, people that occupy positions must respect that seat they sit on. They must